This is the Jack Murphy Podcast. Here's your host, Jack Murphy.
I know it's going to be a difficult day for John, a painful day for John. I mean, we've all been through it when somebody that was special to you, a girlfriend, perhaps someone that you loved, and you find out they've moved on, and there was somebody else, and it's natural to have heartache and sensibilities be hurt, and John's going through that today, but he's going to power through anyway.
I'm not going through anything today. I just told you something. You're trying to make it something that wasn't even that big of a deal.
I'm trying to be sensitive because I'm that type of person. I'm sensitive. I'm proactive.
You're progressive.
Progressive. I'm all those things, and I know you're hurting, and I want to acknowledge it, and I think our audience, wants to feel for you.
Well,
you might even get some messages on the YouTube Messenger.
Well, first off, I realize it's been a long time since you were in the dating world. I mean, you took your best gal out for a phosphate at the Rexall malt shop. But it's a little different nowadays. Now, you break up with somebody, but you're still you're kind of bound to stay friends with them online because you don't want to look like it bothers you if they move on.
I have noticed this in the lives of my children and their friends, and they're all in their early to mid-30s. But even, in their 20s, they would have like a really serious relationship with somebody, break up with them, but they would remain friends with them. And they would remain, and I said, man, when I was your age, when I got done with somebody, it was done.
Done, finito. Now, I always thought that I could be friends with my exes, but I have found I don't want to see you with your new guy. It's not that it hurts me. It's just,
why?
Yeah, I don't want. It doesn't bother me that they do. I just don't want to be part of your life. If there wasn't Facebook, I wouldn't be driving by your house and asking your mom how you're doing every day.
So what's happened? That's changed. She's got somebody new, and you're gonna. What are you gonna do?
Well, it doesn't bother me that she's moved on. What bothers me, and a lot of guys have done this. Mm-hmm. You start doing a little math. You start crunching numbers and carry the 6 divided by 5. And I came to realize that the last time I saw her. Now we remained friends after we broke up, but
now, how long? Give the audience and myself the timeline. How long ago are we talking about?
A couple of years ago, but she would come around every few months and kind of visit. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
So she came over.
Just go ahead and say it. Booty call.
Yeah. So because with a booty call with an ex is free. You don't have to take them out to eat.
Yeah, nothing.
No Netflix.
They call you in
the
middle. It's 11 o'clock, and they go, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
Nothing. Come on over.
Yeah, they can come over with their pajamas on. You don't got to get dressed up. So, but the last time I saw her doesn't quite match up with the fact that she's engaged now because I've been looking at her social media and I started piecing together, and I thought, I don't mind that she's moved on, and it's not like it hurt my feelings, but I don't want to be friends with somebody.
She cheated on you.
No. She cheated on him.
Oh.
Because, like I said.
So you were doing booty calls with her new fiance.
And I don't want to be friends with a girl who would do a guy like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I admire you for that. Normally it's the woman who says that, but you, a guy, a sensitive guy, you're saying it yourself.
I kind of want to tell him, look, bro, I mean, if you don't care, you don't care, but on such and such a date.
I dare you to tell him.
I don't know if I should do that. She's done nothing to me. I mean, she was nice to me. We wasn't a bad breakup. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we still got along afterward, but I kind of want to go, sort of like you always say, I wish somebody would have told me about this. I kind of want to say, bro, you should know. Mm-hmm.
Do it like, have you seen these, these are great. On TikTok, you have these guys that do this all the time now where they put on a mask, right? And they wait till it's dark, and they run up to the house, to the door, and they have those Ring doorbells, and they go, hey, dude, I don't want you to know who I am, but I'm one of your neighbors. Uh-huh. Every day when you leave for work, a dude comes over to your house and your wife's doing him.
I have seen that.
And maybe you could do something like that.
Maybe I could create a Facebook account, a fake Facebook account, and just send him a message and then block him, and he'll never be able to.
Just take a random picture that you find somewhere, create a fake Facebook profile, and send him a message.
I could use the Jack Murphy logo because not many people see that. Nobody knows what that is.
No, let's not do that. I don't want her or him showing up at my house.
So anyway, I'm not bummed out. I hate when the math, because every guy will be, you're sitting there laying in bed and all of a sudden you start doing math and the calculator and the numbers start going and it just don't add up.
Well, moving on, we've gotten past John's love life and the fact that he was having booty calls with an engaged woman.
I got past my love life years ago.
So I did some research yesterday. We're always trying to grow the subscriptions of the YouTube channel, the Jack Murphy Podcast, and we ask you to subscribe, like it, and tell some friends, tell some cool friends.
And so far, not many people are doing it.
Yeah, I think we're at like 157. We're getting, it's funny, we get a lot of views. I looked at the analytics. We have great engagement, particularly with our new people. They're just not subscribing at the level that I would like for them to. So I did additional research, and now YouTube has this thing where they have AI, and AI makes suggestions on what kind of content people are interested in.
Oh, great.
Well, no, I'm not real interested in the content that people are interested in. Here's what people want to talk about.
I know. I remember I used to work with you on the radio.
Yeah. Here's what people want to hear. But this is, in other words, people are searching for these topics.
Well, then why don't we talk about these topics and kind of
Let me tell you what they are. And if you want to talk about them, we'll try, but I'm not very qualified. Anatomy and physiology.
Well, we hit on that last week when I talked about the man girdle. So
yeah, I talk about work. I'll be happy to go through my workout routine.
Well, yesterday when I talked about working out, it was about a guy wanting to beat me up in the parking lot.
For a 60, I doubt there are many 67-year-old guys that work out as much as I do.
That's what you keep telling me, but you still look a little pudgy.
I need to lose 20 pounds. I love to eat, but if I didn't, I'd weigh 400 pounds.
There, that just got us 10 subscribers right there. That exchange.
I'm not even sure what physiology is.
Yeah. Does it have anything to do with ex-girlfriend
Can
math?
Can you Google that real quick and tell me what it is?
Physiology.
I don't want to appear dumb, but I'm not afraid to say when I don't know something.
I got to put my
That's why you
on.
can trust me. If I don't know, I'll tell you. Anatomy, I know that has to do with the body, but physiology, I think it has something to do with how the body works, maybe.
Physiology focuses on how organisms, organ systems, individual organs, cells, and biomolecules carry out chemical and physical functions.
Okay, I was partially right.
Who the hell's looking this up on YouTube, though?
I don't know. Okay, the second thing people are looking up on YouTube, home services. So, in other words, they're looking up how to. My daughter's big into this. She'll call me up and she'll go, "Hey, will you come over today? I'm going to put a picture frame around my television." And I go, where'd you get that idea? I saw it on YouTube, and she'll plan it out, and we'll do it. We'll do it. But they're looking up ways to do home improvement and stuff without having to pay somebody to do it.
There's a lot of do-it-yourself stuff that you can get online now that I still choose to call someone else to do it because I can't fix stuff. I was raised by a single mother. Only thing I know how to do is overreact to things.
I know how to do things. I was forced to learn to do things when I was younger. The problem is I usually have to do them 3 or 4 times before I get them right, and I could have just hired somebody to do it the first time and actually save money by hiring somebody.
Who taught you how to do things?
Well, I grew up out in the country, man.
Is your mom and dad, was your dad around?
Yeah, my dad was around, and we owned 2 or 3 little businesses, and he put my ass to work in the 3rd grade, and I was cutting grass, working on lawnmowers, fixing stuff. And
was he a good dad?
My dad, yeah. He was tough on me. He was a tough dad, but he loved me, and I loved him, and he was there my whole life. He died very young, but yeah.
I noticed you talked about your mom quite a bit, but you've never really talked about your dad.
Well, my dad died when I was 18, and so and like I said, he was tough. So I just spent a lot more time with my mom.
Can you tell me about your dad's organ systems, individual organs, cells, and biomolecules?
I can. He got double pneumonia in the Navy. They took out part of his lung. He smoked 4 packs a day, never exercised, and he had a massive heart attack and died at 51.
Blammo, that just got us 10 more subscriptions right there.
That's the story of, and my here's the thing. And then I go to, I can add more to this physiology thing.
Great.
So I go to the doctor, and they want your history. So they say, do you have any history of heart disease? I said, well, my dad died at 51 of a heart attack. And they go, oh, we need to put you on a statin. I said, but wait a minute, let me give you the details of that. He had real bad pneumonia. They took out part of his lung when he was in the Navy. He smoked 4 packs a day.
Were they Pall Malls?
Kents. To a smoker, it's a Kent. And I said, and he never exercised. So I think, a lot of his was self-induced. Well, I want to get you on that statin anyway. So I'm on a statin.
Well, listen, can you talk more about what kind of organism your father was? I'm just doing what AI told me.
Not a very healthy one, I can tell you that, because it didn't live very long. The other thing they're searching for on the YouTube is healing and human potential. Now that we can talk about, because we both have a lot of mental and physical issues.
And healing we need to do.
Yeah. I mean, I think you smoke for some reason. We do damage to ourselves for some reason. We'll plan some shows around that.
Yeah, we should probably delve more. I think I'd like to delve more into your personal life more. I'd like to know more about your relationships.
It's screwed up. You don't want to know anything about my personal relationship.
No, I don't, but our subscribers do.
It's screwed up, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you a funny story. We were talking yesterday about the heat, and boy, they were right. Our actual temperature here yesterday in Charlotte was 101, and at one time the heat index was 110 degrees.
Can you tell the difference? Can you tell the difference between 101 and 110 degrees? Do you say, you know what?
I'll tell you this.
I tapped out at 103.
Every time I went outside, I just went, and went right back inside. It was cool 68 in here. But so I turned on the news, and, I hate soccer because soccer blows, as you know.
And you got a grandchild, so you're going to be heading out to the soccer fields in a couple of years.
No, I'm not. And so, anyway, at the Bank of America Stadium where the Panthers play, and we have one of those soccer teams here, David Tepper, the billionaire that bought the Panthers, he had to buy a soccer team, too. And they suck because soccer blows. But it's real big with the Hispanics. I mean, they draw a big crowd. But anyway, this is the FIFA World Cup is starting. Now, this thing, the World Cup is a huge deal.
Everywhere except here.
It's gotten to be a big deal here as far as people watching it. But the point is, they have endless rounds and rounds and rounds to get to the World Cup. And then it seems like the whole world's there anyway. I don't understand how the process works at all. But anyway, they're having games right now at Bank of America Stadium to some prelude to this FIFA World Cup. So we have all these people in town from South America and Colombia and Miami. So the news
Didn't we put a wall up to keep those people out?
I thought so, but apparently they got over it. But anyway, they had the news down there yesterday, John, and they're interviewing these people from South America, Colombia, and Miami, and they're all going, man, it's not this hot in Colombia.
Yeah.
It was cooler in Miami when we got on the plane than this here. That's how bad it was here.
I live in an old house. It's it was built in like the early 50s. So I have these mature trees. I have the most wonderful. Yeah, I have the most wonderful canopy of magnolia and pines that surround my house almost 360 degrees. And of course, since I have an old house, I have no insulation, but I really benefit. It's nature's insulation. I'm so lucky to have that. Except when there's a tornado, it's really not. It's going to be a problem then.
And you're going to die from a tree falling on you, but you're going to die cool.
Exactly, and that's the most important thing.
Your body will last a long time.
I'll be a dead organism with no more individual organs or cells or biomolecules.
So yeah, if you keep your house buttoned up in the daytime and don't give it a chance to get hot, much easier to keep your house heated and cooled.
Yeah, it's one of the few things that I really like about this house. It is old. It is, it's not as big as I'd like it, but you can't buy mature trees.
No. Well, Charlotte has a lot of them, but not in any of the new neighborhoods.
Right.
They're in the old neighborhoods. Well, just to go to prove, hey, I've got another human story here. This might help us too.
Will this help? Is this about organisms or organ systems?
Yeah, this is about an organism known as Brad Pitt. All the women love him, Brad Pitt.
Like the organism.
So You know, when you look at these celebrity couples and you see Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt and they get a divorce and you say, you know, if two people that beautiful can't make their marriage work, what chance do you have? You know,
None.
a lot of people think that way. But Brad Pitt, I didn't even know this, but he's out now. This usually happens when their career slows down or something, but his career's still fine. He's out yammering about how he loves going to AA. And he started going when he divorced Angelina Jolie. He said that he was so screwed up from being married to her and they had about 19 adopted kids.
Is he a drinker?
I didn't even know it. But
Yeah.
yeah, apparently he said that he needed a reboot, and he went to AA after
Women
his
will do
divorce.
that to you.
And he said he needed a wake up in some areas of his life, and now he loves to go to the meetings, and he picks up a lot of hot chicks at the AA meetings.
Have you ever
No, he
thought,
didn't
who is
say
the
that.
guy that you think of like you wish you looked like? He's always the guy I wish I could look like, you know, because chicks love him and he's cool and he's funny. Like Tom Cruise is a handsome fella, but he's a whack job. But Brad Pitt always seems cool and everybody loves him except Angelina Jolie and his kids.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what role he's in. He always looks really handsome. I'm comfortable with my masculinity,
Sure.
so I can say that. But I mean, whether he's got his hair long, short,
He always does. He's a
whether
great actor.
whether he looks like a bum or whatever, he's always incredibly handsome, and women are turned on by him.
Yeah. He's got the double whammy. He's rich and famous. He's got
And
it
he's
all.
a good and he's a good actor. He's
All right,
a
let's
good
move on.
actor.
Let's talk about some chicks or something. This is getting weird. We're going a little bit too deep on the Brad Pitt love there.
Well, I mean, let's face it, he's a good-looking man.
Wait,
we all would like to look like Brad Pitt.
You mean
Let's
he's a
face it.
good-looking organism?
He's a good-looking and he's got alcohol issues. That makes him even hotter to women because you know why? They think they can fix him.
Yeah, he's a bad boy who's handsome and rich. And I'm just flabby and pale.
All right, I tell you what, I'm hot. I am red hot with these stories today on things that people are interested on YouTube. I've got another fitness story.
All right,
to work
great.
in. All
We're
right, there's
ticking
a
all
guy.
the boxes.
There is a guy that he became a star on TikTok. And then I saw Joe Rogan talking about him a couple of times and some other people. You've probably heard of this guy. He's called the Liver King.
Yeah, Liver King's in trouble.
Well, this
Did you
guy.
ever, hang on, did you ever buy into that? Because before we figured out he was, roiding up, I thought, man, if I just start eating raw liver, I might look like that.
Well, first of all, I would never eat raw liver. That'll kill you. But he called himself Liver King, and he would show these workouts where he's wearing boots and he's got big chains on his shoulders and he's carrying weights and he's pulling a sled with 1,000 pounds on it out in his yard. And then he shows himself sitting down to eat, and it's all just steak and liver and chicken. And he goes, "This is what a Liver King eats to get these muscles," and he's all ripped. And then Joe Rogan said, that guy's on every steroid there. I mean, he just totally called him out. And apparently the roid rage is a real thing because Liver King was arrested after he made death threats to Joe Rogan on social media, and he apparently traveled to Texas to try to find him.
Well, I think he's just trying to drum up publicity he's got a Netflix show, I think. But he's
already
going about
on
it the
there.
wrong way because he was really arrested.
I didn't watch it because I'm not interested in the Liver King, but I saw it on Netflix the other day. Brian Johnson's his real name. He's 47, and he was booked into the Travis County Jail in Austin Tuesday night.
He actually uses $11,000 worth of steroids a month.
Yeah.
I was taking testosterone treatments a couple of years ago. It cost me about $1,000 a month.
What, were you having erectile problems, or is that when the girl dumped you?
Are you talking more physiology with me right now? No, what happened was, I was 51 at the time, and you hear the commercials, men, are you experiencing muscle loss?
You went to one of those testosterone shops.
Yeah, and they were giving me, I wasn't just buying it, behind the CVS dumpster. And it's expensive, and they would just give me just a little, 2 units of it twice a week.
I kind of think those places are scams.
I
asked
kinda
my
do, too.
doctor, It's just like those places, like if you turn on the radio now, or even television for that matter, be really careful about the ads you hear for these health, like these places where they say they inject stem cells into your joints and it regrows your meniscus or cartilage.
Right, that's not true?
No, that's all BS.
Oh,
they
tell me.
They just charge you a fortune for it. Be very careful about it. And the same thing with testosterone. Ask your doctor to give you a test and see if you need testosterone.
Well, my testosterone level was normal, within the normal range, but I wanted to get jacked up like Lou Ferrigno.
Right. Because also, I have a friend this happened to. He had a low testosterone level, and they put it on him, and it caused his PSA to spike. So it can cause prostate cancer if you have too much.
Oh. Well, I'm not on it anymore, but I probably spent $3,000-$4,000 over there over the course of 6 months. I think for a little while it kind of gave me it cleared up a little mental fog. Mm-hmm. But as far as the other stuff, that didn't change, and it wasn't really an issue in the first place. I was hoping to get more muscle definition, and I just didn't see it. So instead, I quit going to the shop, the testosterone place, and just started working out with a trainer for about a year and a half to make up for it.
Right.
That's physiology news here on the Jack Murphy podcast.
We're all going to need to get these bodies honed into shape, John, because there's a new fashion trend, which apparently is sweeping California and Europe, which means it'll be in Alabama and North Carolina within a couple of years. And I'm not happy about it. I mean, I go to other sometimes in the past I've been on vacations to Caribbean and Mexico and Europe a couple of times, and you see people wearing the Speedos, the hammock hangers.
Sure.
And they're apparently now making a really big comeback. I just read this morning. Todd Schneider, he is some sort of a designer. He's known for making modern versions of classic items in the American man's wardrobe, and he says the swim brief is making a comeback. It's called the Mykonos brief, which is a place in Greece, I guess.
Maybe it's because all these guys, these old guys, are on the Ozempic now. Everybody's on this weight loss craze, and they think they look good.
You know, the problem when you look at I wish I could show you this picture. Is there some way I can share this picture with you?
Why don't you just paint the mental picture for us?
Hold on, there's a share button here. Anyway, well, there's a picture of this guy wearing it. But here's what I've noticed. If you go down to South Florida, like Naples or Miami or what, you go to the beach, the guys you see wearing those Speedos don't need to be wearing them. They have big, huge pot bellies, and but God bless them. They're not self-conscious about it at all.
Those are the rich guys, and they're like, yeah, I may be fat, but look what I got on my arm, and that's my boat. So
I don't know that all of them are rich. They're just old and fat and don't care.
Probably, yeah, there could be an element of that. There's a little bit of I care a little less every year.
Me too. Now, is the Speedo more comfortable, you think? Because you know how when you get out of the water with a regular American swimsuit that we wear that has the stupid net underneath the thing and then the swimsuit on top of
pockets
that.
With Velcro and all that.
I need pockets in the water. What am I going to have with me that I need pockets for? And then when you get out, the suit kind of sticks to your legs.
Yeah, it dries quickly in the sun. Yeah. It's usually made of not only small material but thin material. It's for swimmers. Mm-hmm. And your whole body, can dry off quickly. That's probably what it is.
Okay. But anyway, these Speedos making a big comeback.
Not with me.
All right, so today we haven't talked any politics. Got a couple of politics stories we need to get to. Number one, the communist, the full-blown communist, there's no other way to describe this guy, won the primary he'll be the Democratic candidate for the mayor of New York City. Now, they have this weird
who is this guy? Fill me in like I don't know who you're talking about.
I don't want to have to. You bring it up on your computer, because if I do, I'm going to lose the screen here.
I don't want to have to.
He's a city councilman, and I tried to explain this the other day, and I really don't understand. It's preferred choice, but he was running against Cuomo, and it was a big upset. But this guy is promising freezing all rents, free health care, city-ran grocery stores.
Really?
I
I've been seeing things about city-run grocery stores online, wondering what that was.
Free health care, free child. I mean, he's promising the world, and it's going to cost billions of dollars, and he's promised a tax hike on the richest New Yorkers, which all I think is going to happen is all the rich New Yorkers that are left, and a lot of them have already left, are all going to go, that's it, I'm out of here.
He's just going for the the easy vote,
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to tell people we're going to give you, all this free stuff. They go, yeah, sure, I'll take it, but where are you going to get the
remember
money?
when I was in 6th grade, I ran for class president on a platform of no homework after school. Of course I was going to get all the votes. I had no control over that.
Did you get elected?
I lost.
Oh, sorry.
To Laura Pounders.
What a name! I bet she got teased a lot.
No.
Is that with Laura Pounders last night?
Well, guess that's about it.
You don't have anything to add to the Laura Pounder story?
I mean, I could talk about her organisms and physiology if you'd like, if it can tick some boxes for us.
Yeah, the other political story, and this is going to be a great one because I'm going to make a prediction about what's going to happen, okay?
All right.
On July 1st, California's gasoline taxes are going up. First of all, they're already the highest in the country.
Don't they pay like $5 a gallon anyway?
Well, when it's like 7 something right now.
Yeah.
But when gasoline is $3 here, they're paying $5.50, and they always bait and switch. They put it on the ballot, Proposition XYZ, and they write these propositions so that they sound like they're going to do one thing, but they actually do the opposite. And the people get sucked into them every single time. But on July 1st of this year, there's a new gas tax going into effect. 65 cents per gallon. And they're predicting...
Do they just want people to leave that state?
It's their left-wing, nutty, wacko, environmental, liberal state legislature.
Who wants this? There's no voter that wants that if they knew what that was.
My sister-in-law is that way. A bunch of people that I played golf with in California are that way. They're just, totally convinced that climate change is going to kill everybody, and they're willing to sacrifice everything to save the planet, and they don't care what it costs. But anyway, gas, the next time gas spikes, they could be paying $10 a gallon. The real reason they're doing it is they want everybody in an EV.
Haven't we seen that EVs are not the answer?
They want to keep driving up the cost of having a gasoline car so that you'll buy an EV. But here's what's going to happen. There's going to be a big, big political backlash for Gavin Newsom, the governor. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to try to blame Trump. He's going to say that his Middle East policies, the Iranians are blocking oil shipments in the
upset the
Strait
flow
of
of gasoline.
Yeah, which is a big lie. That has not happened yet, and he will not let that happen. So that has not. But that's the story that they're going to sell, and that's the story that the California media will push on television and in print to their voters out there.
Well, here's something else. If you're so big into the environment, these EVs are not all run on hydroelectric power. A lot of them are charged by coal, which make them coal-burning cars, coal-fueled cars, which is not exactly good for the environment. And EVs use more pollution to create, and there's no way to dispose of them properly versus the ICE engine, the internal combustion engine. It's a whole big, not hoax, what's the word? It's a big ruse.
It's a big scam.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another thing. They're extremely dangerous. Have you ever seen one of them catch on fire?
Yes.
It's like a bomb going off. If you have a wreck and it catches on fire, you can kiss your ass goodbye. You're going to be roasted and toasted in that thing. In fact, the other day...
Talk about some roasted and toasted physiology.
Yeah. So the other day, I noticed there was the Chinese have gotten real good at EV cars. BYD, their company, is making... Listen to what they did. This is pretty smart. Instead of having to stop and charge your car, BYD's invented one where you pull in and the whole battery comes out and they just stick another battery in it instead of you charging it.
Like a propane tank exchange.
Yeah, you just pull in and they stick you a new battery in and off you go.
That's brilliant.
But, yeah, it is. Anyway, they had a whole big shipload of these EVs coming over from China to Europe, And one of the lithium batteries caught on fire on the boat. Whole boat burned up and sank. I'm sure that's real good for the ocean.
Yeah, that's not good. Well, we learned a lot today on the Jack Murphy podcast, and I hope people will use their physiology to live a healthier lifestyle by tapping that subscribe button and liking our videos.
Use that anatomy in your home services and subscribe. Tell some friends to subscribe and like all these videos. And thanks for tuning into the Jack Murphy podcast. And we'll be back with another one tomorrow.
Bye, Jack.
Thanks for watching the Jack Murphy Podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Go ahead, ring it. Get alerts when a new episode drops. And tell your friends about the Jack Murphy Podcast. But only the cool friends, please. Tune in next time for another episode of the Jack Murphy Podcast.